Basically, I wanted dreads my whole life,
Okay.
but my mom kind of kept me from that. She wanted the clean look, of course, you know.
Why do you think it's that? You think it's just traditionally because of slavery and how they wanted us to look? That
Yeah,
you know?
yeah and no, kind of, because my mom, she was kind of aware, kind of it.
Okay.
She's not really too spiritual, but
Okay.
she's a corporate woman. I would say that. She
Okay.
wants to be a corporate woman, you know?
But why does corporate have to be?
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly, because she's had dreads, like I said, her whole life, even
Right.
being a corporate woman. So she's held on to her Afrocentricness, but she's always kept it above her shoulder.
Okay.
And she's had it for almost 20
Was she in
years.
the army or something?
Nah, she wasn't in the army or nothing. She just, I don't want to get too deep into it. You know?
Okay,
She wants to be corporate because she feels she doesn't feel that she can be this type of look and make it in corporate, you know?
Right.
So, long story short, me and mom butted heads, ended up getting kicked out, going to my dad's house. And my dad is when he allowed me to be a little bit more free, of course.
Right.
Tried to grow my hair after a couple of years, but still kept it like a high top. You remember when a high top was like a trend and everything? Yeah, Gumby. So I had it, you know, that was my first time having hair, so I just wanted to try some stuff. So I had an afro. It's cool. So I had an afro, and eventually I cut it to a high top. And it's crazy because I didn't even think my dad kind of encouraged me to get the high top.
Right.
Yeah, I think he still wanted the clean cut. You know, he's a wave dude. He's like a wave and stuff. But he's still kind of corporate a little bit too, but still a nigga at the end of the day.
Okay, yeah, that part.
Basically, so I got a high top, and he still kind of was trimming it to where he was cutting my hair. You know, I wanted my hair to grow, but he was starting to trim it. Cause my dad is a barber, and both my brothers are barbers too. So
yeah, you get that clean cut every time.
Well, it's crazy because I only used to ask for a haircut like once every 3 months.
Okay.
And I just didn't like getting haircuts.
Right.
Me and my mom, I used to just go to the barber shop, and I used to not get a haircut. She used to threaten, like, I'm not gonna pick you up till you get a haircut.
No.
Like, it was like that. Like, me and her used to go at it like that.
It's
So it was deep, you know. So basically, long story short, after I got the high top, started letting it grow, then my sister, she started braiding it. So I'm just playing around with my hair.
My dad hated braids.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
know.
God.
It didn't even go to my neck because it's a high top. So it just went to the back of my head. But playing around with it, eventually, you know, her life, she started getting a little tired of doing my hair. I'm asking her every 3 weeks, stuff like that. So eventually, I just put it in like a little bun, and I just sat it there for like a good 8 months.
Right.
Because that's just me. I don't do nothing to my hair. I just let it sit. So eventually, it started kind of matting up a little bit. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go dread it down. It's about that time. Because for some reason, I think it's the self-consciously, all the stuff my family put in my head, I didn't want to start with the little beady beads, you know? I didn't. So I wanted to grow a little bit. So by the time I dreaded it down, they dropped. They were just now dropping. So I was cool.
Yeah.
They were thick. I wanted them as thick as they can be.
So how did she feel about the dreads? Like, how did she feel while they were growing?
My mom?
Yeah.
Well, at this time, I literally wasn't in her house.
Oh,
So it's like she really didn't even say, I wasn't around her. Me and her didn't talk like that. It was exactly.
Yeah.
But eventually we talk now. We good now. But so as I got dreads, I'm loving them. So you know, first 3-4 months, I think I got it retwisted one time. Then I went back 2 more times within 6 months. Then after that, I just started letting them be, and they just started being. Then I used to get them dreaded like once or twice a year, and I did that for like 3-4 years.
Right.
And then at a certain point, I noticed that like I can just let them be wild, but I'm still trying to be a little presentable because now I got a fiance, I'm having a daughter, so you know I'm growing up as a man, and I want to be wild, but I also want to get a good job too. I'm trying to find a balance. Structure, exactly. I'm trying to find a balance.
Because you're not wild, you're free. You know?
Thank you. I like that word.
Structure. Exactly. Yeah, we all need some type of structure. And,
exactly.
You know, so yeah, I felt that.
So that's basically where I was headed to, and then eventually I started seeing that my hair was breaking in certain places, and I didn't want to lose no hair, not a strand.
Making your hair break.
Yes, getting it twisted, but even though I wasn't getting it twisted too much, but I didn't take good care. Like I just started wrapping it probably like a year and a half ago. I just started putting spraying rose water sometimes, so stuff like that. Putting a little bit of hydrating, you know, just it was really dry.
Gotcha.
And sleeping how I sleep and just letting it hang down a lot. Sometimes I used to tie it to the back, not too much, but just a little wear and tear. And somebody also told me if you don't get it done, then Well, it does grow better, but I think it was the salon lady.
Yeah.
The salon lady told me you need to get it done often so it can be. But I think she was just trying to get her money.
So your hair only grows at half an inch a month. So 6 to 8 months you've been having a regrowth to keep your hair thick.
Even with my dreads, I go to the sauna a lot.
Oh,
so
yeah.
in the sauna, that's in the heat is making
and
the eyes breaking.
especially if you're not drying it properly at nighttime, that moisture stays in your hair, and then you lay on it, or even if you put a cap on it, now the cap is sucking it down. So when our hair is dry, we have a coarseness that makes it thick and solid, but when it's wet, it becomes thinner and it's not so solid no more.
So yeah, once I started seeing all that, I was like, I don't even want to keep going because I'm in Vegas. Right. And I can't find nobody really do dreads like that. So I used to drive all the way to Oakland to get my hair done, all type of stuff. So eventually I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just stop. Yeah. And then my whole family got dreads now too, so we paying the money, so it's like, oh man.
Mom too?
Yeah.
Wow,
my wife too.
Okay.
Wife, daughters, all that. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
So now it's like, all right, I'm gonna just get Wicks because that's the look I want. That's the style I want. That's the care I want. I just want to go probably once a year or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just time, so I just got the Wicks. And then after I got the Wicks, I liked the look, but something was just telling me it wasn't me.
Right.
It wasn't maybe me yet, or it just wasn't me. So that's when I cut the sides and I just attached it to the ends, and it just felt there, because something's telling me like
the high top.
The high top. I gotta stay with it because I want to grow the sides, but it was because what it was when I had the 5 on the side. After I cut them off, I got that fresh cut. Okay. And it was like a whole new person, but it just felt like that's the balance I need to show the world. Like I can have the free at the top while still being corporate at the bottom, And it's like maybe that will change one day because I thought I was gonna cut my hair at 30 and start all over with my whole head because I had the high top. I wanted my whole head, so I think it's the balance. I might still grow the sides now with the Wick lady.
Okay.
Nobody really got that style. I liked it at first. I'm not gonna lie.
You got enough to connect at this point.
Yeah. So that's basically what led me to you. Because it's going to 2 different people that just didn't get it done just enough. They weren't too bad, but it's just I just need something. I need the source.
Right. I need the source. I felt that.
Man, as soon as I got dreads, I started feeling it. But it's like I loved it because it was who I was my whole life. Like you're gonna judge the outside, but as soon as I start talking and you hear how intelligent I am, how I can conduct myself, it's like that surprise look people give you as soon as you start talking. Like
I can't wait to drop this episode. You're gonna love it.
It's like you can talk like how can you hold this conversation? Like I remember I bought a car. And while I'm buying a car, the car salesman, we having a talking about God and stuff. He just started breaking down crying. Aww. And he's like a 40-year-old Mexican dude. And it's just like so many of those conversations. It's just people don't understand how hair is really like antennas. It's really signals and it can scan everything around you. And that's where sometimes people stay away from people with dreads because it's like you can't fool us.
Yeah, no.
You can't get nothing.
We got that strength. We intimidate them.
Yeah, it's like you can't lie to us. You can't fake nothing around us. So that's just something I don't know.
It's beautiful. It's majestic.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Exactly. My wife now, she feels it. She had dreads for a year now.
Like I can have my locks and go outside, do my makeup, get all glitzy, glam, and they're like, oh, I think I'm a superstar. But let me go outside, like this.
Exactly.
Because sometimes I don't want to fucking get this. Like, I've never been I've always loved myself the way it is. I don't care what they say about me, That don't stop no money, it don't stop none of that. That's y'all opinion, So sometimes I come out in my pajamas, like this, how can I get a cup of coffee?
Man, we get that all the time.
I swear.
All the time. I was at a gas station actually, and I locked my Cash App card all the time, just because naturally I locked it, because I think I had somebody scam me on my Cash App card.
Yeah, they do that.
So I locked it, and I went into the gas station to buy something, and it was locked, so it hit decline. Oh, wow. And I just I told her like, I'm about to run to the car to unlock my card real quick. So I ran to the car, came back, less than 10 seconds. I see her at the little refrigerator thing putting my water back. And then she see me and she come bring it back. And I'm like, oh, you just put my water back? And she straight up said, oh yeah, some of them don't come back. Oh, wow. And in my head, I'm like, them? Some of them? Like, you talking about people?
Right.
Oh, you talking about something
Right.
else?
I know you don't know too much English, but
Right.
I need to know for sure.
And she was a white woman, so it's like, yeah, like some of them, but it's like just that type of treatment. It's like I get it, but I'm starting to just flip it in my head.
I don't get it. That's the problem. I don't get why when you look at me, I piss you off. Because that's what you want. You want me to be disgusting to you. You want me to be nasty.
Yeah.
You want me to get out of pocket just so you could do some dumb shit.
How long you had Wick?
Next week, 4 years.
Oh snap!
I know. I'm on my week anniversary.
Oh snap!
I know. I'm excited.
You had dreads before too?
Nope.
Oh,
My first ever silk locks.
Snap! That's
Right?
crazy.
Straight to Wicks.
So you really started. You just starting your journey.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about hair. I'm just talking about your journey.
Because I wanted to connect with them more. Like, I want to see what they're going through. Let me jump into the matrix real quick. So that's what I had. So I used to make my clients come once every month. And then I realized that was too much.
Yeah.
So I spread it out. I was like, all right, okay.
So what's a good little
6 to 9 months.
6 to 9 months? Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was working at the gas station, this random dude, he told me, he had this whole story for me, whatever. And he was telling me about the difference between an oak tree and a pine tree.
Right.
And the oak tree, you know, it's like, he was saying a pine tree, like thousands of them grow and they grow sporadically and all over the place, but they only live for like 15, 20, 25, 30 years.
Right.
He said the difference with an oak tree, one of them grow and they take hella long to grow, but they be there for 500 years.
500 years.
And it's like what you were just saying is like you an oak tree, they pine trees.
And so it was teaching me how to be secure in my mission.
Right.
Because God didn't give me this to just be a celebrity. And that's what he had to show me. Remember,
Right.
you're not going for that.
You're
You're
not
going to
going
get
for that,
them.
yeah.
But you got to be the standing point of reason and factual, like,
The root.
right.
The root.
You
the
are.
seed. You the
Yeah,
seed.
so I don't dye hair, I don't do extensions, I don't do none of that. It has to be your hair that I'm reattaching.
I kind of feel victim to it a little bit,
Yeah.
but that's not me.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I don't want to be in that shop. It's a little too, you know, that's not me.
God is just teaching me in every central aspect of my business. He's teaching me.